folks, Fat Guy Flies RC here. We're out here at the Avon Park field on this beautiful November day in Avon Park, Florida. No wind, 75 degrees, and beautiful out. Sorry, Northerners, I'm not trying to rub it in, but that's the way it is. But hey, we get our hurricanes and bad weather too. So anyways, I'm going to take up the EC1500 and have some fun with her. Just so y'all know, if you notice, I have an NX10. My DX9 finally died. Yeah, I did a factory reset on it and the screen still would glitch out, and I didn't know if I had control of the model, and I had a couple of models I tried it with and just didn't pass the range test they normally would, and the screen's blinking in and out, and I'm like, uh-oh. But I've had that DX9 since they first came out, so I can't complain. So gotten really good use out of it, and I knew they discontinued it and no more. So you know, I just said, well, I'll go ahead and bite the bullet and get the NX10. So that's what I got. Let's do our control surface. Right aileron, left aileron, up elevator, down elevator, right rudder, left rudder, flappies, and one crazy pilot. So do some takeoff flaps. Don't even have to give any up elevator. Wow, I can feel I was able to feel the wash from those props all the way back here. I tell you what, this is one fun model. It can be a little intimidating to people because of her size and power, but if you're feeling intimidated by her, I suggest running a big 5000 3S in her. She'll run on 3S. She's a lot slower, but this plane can fly really slow. Now, a lot of people like to take this model and make your ailerons full spanned ailerons from using the flaps and the ailerons, and that's fine and dandy. If that's what you want to do, you can do that. Look at that, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And she can be very out of back. You can hover, you can do a lot of almost 3D maneuvers with her. And if that's what you want, if that's how you want to fly, you can do that. But to me, this is modeled after what, the C-27 Spartan cargo plane. So for me, I'm trying to fly it, you know, as scale as possible. Flaps are down, but beautiful model. And she will fly very slow, but don't let that, you know, be careful flying really slow in turns, because she'll drop a wing and now you've got a really nasty stall that can be very, very hard if you're not high enough. If you're not 3 mistakes high, you'll have a hard time recovering from it. And now you got a $400 model. You know, you got a $400 model that's crashing on you. She'll do okay on the grass, you know. You got a lot of, just don't try doing too many landings in the grass, where you be careful with that nose gear. You can break that nose gear off, you know. Well, if you hit anything hard enough, you can break it. But the grass will really wear on that front nose gear. If you're going to land the grass, make sure you do a lot of good flaring, you know. And so, because asked me how I know, I've already had to repair that nose gear, and it just popped right back in, and gave it a little bit of some CA, and she's fine, works just fine now. But you just have to be careful with it. It's not necessarily a weak point. It's just, if you keep having grass landings where you're hard on the nose, you're going to have some wear and tear on that, because it is a heavy model. and then you're going to have all that weight bearing on that little nose gear, and you just don't want to do that. All right. There we go. That's what I wanted to do right there. Let me get on the other side of the field. The other side of the field, the other side of the runway here. You can really see them lights right now. And she will take off in short order. That's for sure. All right, let's see if we can't get a nice scale landing. There we go. There we go. Yeah, touch and goes with this plane are awesome. All right, a little far out, sorry. Far out, man, far out. Bugs are bad too. Oh, oh, what a perfect landing. Sorry, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but that was a good landing for this plane. Oh, I love that orange and white, man. Oh, the bugs. Sorry. Had to get used to where the flap stick, what I use for D for flaps on this NX10 is just a little bit positioned, a little bit closer in. And so I'm having a hard time finding it with my thumb. So we're flying on no flaps this time. Landing with no flaps, that is. So, all right, we got 1 minute and 5 seconds. Let's go ahead, show you just how these lights are. Look at them lights. Get turned around. All right, now we're going to do a takeoff flaps. I'm going to use no elevator control at all. All right, we're going to walk out here on the runway. I know, sorry club members, I know I shouldn't be on the runway, but we got takeoff flaps only. Got basically about half the runway. I'm not going to put my hand on the elevator. And she was off the ground without any elevator control at all. So, but I put my finger on the thing on the elevator to clear those weeds though. Oh man, what a great plane. That was fun. This plane, I tell you what, you put them big old flaps down, she will slow right down on you. She really will. Yeah, this is one fun plane to fly. Once you get past the intimidation factor of this plane, then you can have a lot of fun with her. I'm sorry, folks. I know that I was blinding you, but I blinded myself. I lost visual of the plane there. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to land this way at me because I lost visualization then of that model because of the sun blinded me for a second. So there we go. Of course, I'm having to land with the wind now, so that's why such a long. All right, well, there you go, folks. That's a long run there. That is the EC 1500. That is a 5-minute plus 19-second flight. What do you want to hear before you touch it? Motor off. Before you touch your model, get your mind out of the gutter. And set our NX10 down. 5 minutes, 19 seconds. I don't have the smart ESC or the smart receiver in it, so I've got to manually do the old-fashioned way, check my battery voltage. Let's see what we got. Full 5 minutes and 19 seconds on a oh gosh, I got 50. Look at this. I got 55% left. I don't know if you can see that or not. 56% left on a 5000 4S after a 5 minute and 19-second flight. So I'm pleased. So she's going to taxi back on her own power. All right, folks. I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And that is the EC 1500. And just so you know, you're wondering what the EC stands for e-flite cargo. And the 1500 stands for the wingspan. It's a 1.5 meter wingspan plane. All right, folks, don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless y'all. Have a good one. Hug your loved ones.